cruise, resort, vacation.
Do you love to cruise? So do I. I'm Zee Michaleson from the J&Z Show on ZMAX Radio.
Booking,
Reservation, family, fun, memory.
All of this and more on this edition of Zee Michaleson's Travel Podcast as she helps you rediscover America. Welcome to Zee Michaleson Travel Podcast as we are rediscovering America. I'm Jay Lawrence, and with me, of course, is our traveling guru, Zee Michaleson.
Yes, I'm the traveling guru. I don't know where you got that from.
Zee, why are we rediscovering America?
Well, you know, I travel a lot, and I've traveled around the United States quite a bit.
Well, and you're a world traveler, too.
And I've gone overseas, and, you know, certain things amaze me. I love the history, I love the culture, and you go overseas, and yeah, they're kind of older than the United States. You know, you got England and Scotland and Germany, and, you know, they have all these castles dating back to, you know, way back when, and the U.S. is kind of new. We're kind of babies.
Didn't you live in one of those castles?
In another life, maybe.
Yes.
Me and Shirley MacLaine. But the United States is so compact. There's 50 states, and we have so many different things going on in each and every one of our states. They're new, yes. We don't date back prior to the Pilgrims, other than with our, American heritage of the Native Americans. But we have a lot of different things we can find out. We can find out about the different cultures that are going on within one state.
Yes, there's so much variety.
Right, we're a melting pot. It used to be New York was a melting pot. The whole country is a melting pot. And with this melting pot, they brought all these different things. Great places to eat, which is one of my favorites. Things to do, all this excitement. You know, we do have our own little castles here and our mansions. Mm-hmm. And with that, we want to show you all the different things with the different states.
So we're rediscovering America, and we thought we would just absolutely start at the beginning.
Well, we can start at the beginning. Once upon a time.
Is a very good place to start, right?
Yes, but we're going to start with one of the 13 colonies.
Right, mm-hmm. but it's also the smallest, isn't it?
Yes, it's the smallest, but it walks softly with a big stick. Rhode Island.
Who are you quoting there?
Rhode Island is in the New England region of the United States, which, if you're not familiar with the United States, it's the northeast quadrant of the U.S. Mm-hmm. Rhode Island is the smallest in area and the 8th least populous, but it's the second most densely populated behind New Jersey.
Well, it's because it's so small, isn't it?
It's so small, we have a lot of people on there.
Yes.
Its official name was also the longest of any of the states in the Union.
Now, what was this name? How did they name it?
Oh, the state of Rhode Island was called, officially,
yes,
the state of Rhode Island and the Providence Plantations.
Boy, put that on your return address. I'll bet Benjamin Franklin, when he started the post office, said, nope, you got to change that.
Right. It's just too long.
It's too long.
Can't get it all on the envelope. Well, it was the first of the original 13 colonies to declare independence from British rule.
So they were right there with Ben.
So these little guys, this little state, all of a sudden said, no, we're going to voice our opinion.
And what year did they do that?
They actually declared itself independent May 4th in 1776.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was 2 months before any of the other colonies.
Wow. So they were
really put pen to paper first.
But it was also one of the last, wasn't it?
It was the last of the 13 original colonies to ratify the United States Constitution.
Well,
so I guess they had some sticking topics in the Constitution that took them a little longer. Now, their official nickname is the Ocean State. Now, you and I sat down and we were looking at a map, and you said, why is it called Rhode Island? It's in the middle of the country here.
There's no islands there.
Right. So if you take a look, I'm gonna tell you, go to the map. Go to the map, Jay. Go to the map. It is loaded. It has several large bays and inlets. So a lot of what you're going to see in Rhode Island is going to be very, very ocean friendly. So it is called the Ocean State.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, despite the name, most of Rhode Island is located on the mainland, like I just told you. They have the Narragansett Bay, which a lot of people have heard of, and it includes settlements of Newport and Portsmouth, which everybody has heard of those as well. Okay. Providence Plantation was the name of the colony that was founded by Roger Williams. So now we have the city of Providence.
Ah.
But, it also had a strange little nickname.
What was the nickname that they had there?
The nickname was Aquidneck Island.
What?
Yeah. Aquidneck Island. It came to be known as Rhode Island. Why? There's a couple of different theories. Okay, you have the explorer. You have two explorers that were out there. You have all these explorers that kept exploring the countryside and they're coming over from all over. Explorer Giovanni di Verrazzano in 1524 noted the presence of an island near the mouth of the Narragansett Bay, which he likened to the island of Rhodes, which of course is from Greece. So that's one of the reasons why Rhode Island.
And what was the second theory?
The second theory was the fact that Adrian Block passed by Aquidneck during his expeditions in 1610 and described it in a 1625 account, his travels as an island of reddish appearance. Historians have theorized that this reddish appearance resulted from either a red autumn foliage or red clay, giving it the strange name, Aquidneck. So these were some of the earliest documented nicknames for Rhode Island. Now, we have to talk about the geography, because if you love water and you love fish,
I don't.
but you love hiking,
Yes.
you have a lot of stuff.
All right.
Rhode Island is actually 1,214 square miles. Okay, and like I said, it's bordered by Massachusetts and Connecticut, and on the south by Rhode Island Sound and the Atlantic Ocean. That Atlantic Ocean, that'll get you every time. They got beaches there. It's not very high. You don't have a lot of mountains there.
Okay.
Okay, the basic elevation is about 200 feet.
So.
And you can do the island basically in a day. It's like 37 miles wide and 48 miles long.
Right.
So you can do it all in one day.
That's what I would be interested in.
Okay, but the shoreline has 384 miles of shoreline.
Wow.
Right. So
I'm not going to do that.
It's more shoreline than anything else.
Yes.
It was nicknamed the Ocean State because of all of this. Rhode Island has a number of oceanfront beaches. And we're going to talk about all the different beaches and things you can see in another podcast. So we're gonna kind of talk about that later on, because there's so much.
Are we going to talk about Narragansett Bay?
We're going to talk about some of that. Yep.
Okay.
Located in New England, Rhode Island has two distinct natural regions. Eastern Rhode Island contains the lowlands of Narragansett Bay, while the western Rhode Island forms part of New England's upland, as they call it.
Okay. So do we have a trivia question, a traveling trivia question for
A
today?
traveling trivia question. Absolutely.
What would the traveling trivia question be today?
Well, you heard me talk about Giovanni di Verrazzano. Okay, now there is a famous bridge called the Verrazzano Bridge. Where is the Verrazzano Bridge located? Is it in San Francisco? Is it in New York? Or is it in Florida?
Oh, it's not in Rhode Island?
It's not in Rhode Island. So where is the Verrazzano Bridge located? San Francisco, New York, or Florida?
Wow, you got me on that one. And we'll have the answer to that traveling trivia question. And we're going to be talking about the regions of Rhode Island when we come back. I'm Jay Lawrence.
And this is Zee Michaleson.
Hi, this is Jerry Norton from ZMAX Radio. You've listened to our podcasts. Now maybe you'd like some music. Let me tell you about ZMAX Radio. We play a wide variety of your kind of music 24/7. Music hits of the 80s, 90s, and today, plus a little of the 70s that are light and bright. And catch me, Jerry Norton, getting around. It's a great mix of music, and you don't have to do the mixing. ZMAX Radio. Music, travel tips and information, and it's free. ZMAX Radio at zmaxradio.com.
Planning your vacation? Hi, I'm Zee Michaleson from the J&Z Show. I can help you plan your trip from start to finish. Call me today at 352-874-4724, or just check out my website, ZeeMichalesonTravel.com. That's Z-E-E, Michelson, Michaelson, travel.com.
Hi, I'm Mary Van Dyke, and I'm rediscovering America. I know big stories can happen in some of the smaller towns right here in the USA, and you can learn more about small towns in America at livability.com. If we missed your hometown and you want to share it with others, just send me a note at the bottom of our website, rediscoveringamerica.com. Until next time, I'm Mary Van Dyke, helping you rediscover America.
All right, we're back, and I'm Jay Lawrence.
And this is Zee Michaleson.
Of course, we just said that, but this is the traveling trivia question.
Right.
And what was the traveling trivia question? There's some kind of a bridge someplace?
Right. As I was talking about the explorer Giovanni di Verrazzano, who had some input in the name of Rhode Island, there is a bridge named after him.
Is it a bridge too far?
It's a bridge.
Okay, there's a San Francisco. You said San Francisco,
San Francisco,
New York,
or Florida. Where is that famous Verrazzano Bridge?
And I think I know the answer. Can I raise my hand?
Go ahead.
I believe it's in Florida.
Absolutely incorrect.
Oh!
The Verrazzano Bridge is in New York.
I thought it was the one that was in Tampa or something.
No, it's in New York. That's why I kind of throw these at you. To kind of throw you off the scent.
Boy, you really did. I got another trivia question for you, but I guess it's not time for that.
Well, we'll have to wait.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait.
It's regarding bridges, so.
Bridges.
Yeah, bridges.
That's just another thing of our great United States. We have lots and lots of bridges.
Was Lloyd Bridges on there?
No, Lloyd Bridges is on here.
Okay.
Or any of his Bridges boys.
The boys, yeah. We're talking today on Rediscovering America. We're talking about the state of
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island.
Now, as we had pointed out, that Rhode Island sits kind of between Massachusetts and Connecticut, and on the south by Rhode Island Sound and the Atlantic Ocean. So you have all of that in there. The state is very, very small, and it's not very high.
But it's got how much shore space? Shoreline?
It actually
how many miles?
had miles and miles.
Wasn't it 318 miles?
Yeah, and like I said, it's
See, I was paying attention.
384.
384 miles of shoreline.
Yep.
Okay.
And it has oceanfront beaches that are mostly flat with no real mountains. And like I said, the highest natural point is called Jeremith Hill, which is only 812 feet above sea level.
Which
That's
is
not
very similar to the state of Florida. Where we live. Yes.
It's like, look, we got a bump in the highway. It's a mountain. Yes. So because of the geography being so vast in the state of Rhode Island, we have to actually talk about the different regions, because each region is going to have its own little speciality.
And those regions are?
Okay, we have 6 regions. We have Blackstone Valley. We have Block Island. We have Newport.
I've heard of Newport.
People have heard of Newport. Providence.
I've heard of Providence.
Warwick.
Yes.
And South County.
I believe one of my best friends lives in Providence. I better call him. Just a second. I got to call him.
Well, it's really easy to get to if you're in the United States, if you're traveling.
You just go by ocean.
Well, we can go right from Florida, right up the coastline, right? It's just about 60 miles out of Boston, so it's a nice little day jump. It's about 180 miles out of New York City. And believe it or not, it's only 350 miles from Montreal, Canada.
Ooh.
Yeah. But like I said, it's only 48 miles long and 37 mile wide, and you can really just see everything in a day. Not really, because there is so much to see, do, and play in Rhode Island.
Which means you can do more on your vacation.
That's right. And it has something to suit everybody, even the kids.
Okay.
People say, "Oh, Rhode Island, it's kind of
boring.
for people that's boring," but there's stuff for the kids, and we're going to talk about all of that stuff in our podcast coming up later on.
It's not exactly Walt Disney World, but
no, but it's a lot of fun. So
right.
let's look at Blackstone Valley.
Tell me about Blackstone Valley, would you please?
Okay, Blackstone Valley is known as the birthplace of America's Industrial Revolution.
Ah.
And you're going to say why?
Why?
Cotton.
I'm going to say why.
Cotton. In 1793, Samuel Slater's cotton mill in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, ushered in a historic phenomenon known as the American Revolution.
Ah.
See? Little history with our little geography and fun going to the States. It's along the banks of the Blackstone River, hence the name Blackstone Valley. The region is named, dozens of factories sprung up. Naturally, back in the day, the factories did spring up along the rivers because that's how they transported a lot of product.
Well, and they also used the river for the
electrical.
mills.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
To drive the all that equipment.
And they employed generations of working class families and drawing thousands of immigrants, again, from around the world. This is what makes America great. We are a melting pot of all these different people. And this is one of the fun things. Many serve today as factory outlet stores, so they really didn't put it away. You know, they're utilizing the buildings for factory outlet stores, studios, artist lofts. So a lot of fun things.
All right, let's go to Blackstone Valley.
Yeah, well, we are in Blackstone Valley. We are there. We're not leaving there yet.
I'm sorry.
School groups and history buffs go down to the region because it's fascinating history, discover important effects of the America's growth as manufacturing giant. Some of the region's popular attractions is Slater Mill. It's a historic site. Riverboat cruises. Ooh, you know, you like to go on those riverboat cruises.
Yeah, you can hook them up with that, right?
Yeah, I can hook them up all the way, even just to go to visit. And you have to be sure to visit the Blackstone Valley's latest attraction. It's called the Museum of Work and Culture. So that's kind of fun. Yeah. If you don't know about work, you go here.
Okay, I was thinking of Block Island, not Blackstone. Okay, so let's go to Block Island.
Okay,
now.
so we're getting out of the American Revolution and moving on.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
By the way, you can get there with Amtrak.
Oh.
Yes. It's like I said, it's easy to get around the United States of America, and that's why we're rediscovering America.
That's good.
Yes. Okay. Now, Block Island, their little claim to fame is one of the last great places.
And in the Western Hemisphere.
Block Island is an 11-mile square seaside resort.
Ooh.
Right. So it's water, and more water.
Now, here's where I want to stay.
It's located 12 miles off of the Rhode Island coast and has been heralded as one of the last of the 12 great places in the Western Hemisphere. It has rolling green hills, and remember, the rolling green hills are not mountains. But
they remind you of...
It's very reminiscent of Ireland because they have like the little hills and valleys and the bluffs. They have restored Victorian hotels.
See, that's where I want to stay.
Yeah, and coming up in some of my later on podcasts, as we're talking about more and more of Rhode Island, we're going to talk about some of the places you can stay, some of the mansions that you can stay in. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Yes.
Yeah. Long public beaches. And remember, I said the word public beaches because a lot of people think, oh my gosh, I can't go there because all the beaches are private. No, they have a lot of public beaches for you. And 300, now this is a killer, 365 freshwater ponds.
Ew.
Yeah. On this little tiny island. So it is soggy. Block Island's Nature Conservancy operates under a large trail system, so you can walk and hike all the way through this. Grassy meadows, quiet woods. So if you like the shoreline, if you like the water, and you like hiking, this is a great place to go.
All right.
Okay, and of course, I keep telling you, restaurants, food. Shops and restaurants are abundant.
You're going to make me hungry.
Yeah, and it's served by frequent ferry boats from Point Judith, Rhode Island. So you can get on a ferry. You got lots of ferries that are floating around the area.
Okay, I want to get to one of the cities of Rhode Island.
Okay, well, let's look at Newport.
Oh.
That's the city by the sea.
That's good reason.
The city by the sea. Well, it's 30 miles south of Providence. So we've talked about Providence. We haven't talked about it yet, but we've made note that you know of Providence, Rhode Island.
Right.
People have heard of Providence and Newport. Now,
what's one of the famous things it's known for?
The America's Cup.
What?
Yeah, the fabled resort city of the America's Cup yacht racing, a magnificent Gilded Age mansions. Again, remember I told you I'm going to be talking about that later on. And did you know that I used to own a yacht that me and somebody was restoring years and years and years ago, which was in the America's Cup?
Oh.
Yeah, I had.
Was that in New York?
No, it was in California. It was in
Okay.
California. We got our hands on an old boat, which with the bowsprit was 110 feet.
Oh, so you know something about this racing.
Just a little. Just a little.
You didn't get that far.
Right. And the boat was originally owned by McDonnell Douglas fame. So it had a steel underbelly, which was very odd.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was that's my little throwback.
So also Newport is known as the sailing capital of America.
Right.
Because it's hosted for 100 years the America's Cup.
Right.
Okay. Now, I know Newport for the Jazz Festival.
Jazz. You like it.
So there's been a lot of things that happened there.
Right. Okay. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Oh.
Because you like the Jazz Festival, I was waiting to hear more.
Well, it's the last time I saw.
Really?
Yeah. You know, what's his name that played the piano? I can't. Oh,
you can't think of it.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Newport has a lot of other things other than just the Jazz Festival. It has Harvest by the Sea in October. In December, it has Christmas in Newport and the Newport Winter Festival in February. And as you know, when we did our little Christmases programming.
Right.
Yeah. Christmas in Newport. They gotta go and look. So, and of course, you have the Narragansett Bay, and there's the America's Cup, which you're very enthralled with, and then, of course, the Jazz Festival.
Can we go to another area?
Okay, so now we're going to move into another region.
Would that be the South County?
Providence, Warwick. We're going to go into Providence.
Providence. Mm-hmm. So we're moving up. From the small cities to the big city.
Right. Well, we're moving all around. We're just going by location. Location. Isn't that how you run a business? Location.
Yes. Somehow I've lost my place, so keep going.
Rhode Island's known as the Renaissance City.
Rhode Island or Providence?
Rhode Island, Providence
is known as
the Renaissance City.
Okay.
The benefit of the street's mile of history on the east side to the festive Federal Hill, right? Rhode Island's own Little Italy. They have a Little Italy there. I remember Little Italy in New York.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to know.
Well, I used to love to go to Little Italy in New York. Lots of food. Yummy. The capital of Providence is known and loved for its abundance of historic and cultural attractions. So if you really want to get into the culture and Greek revival and Federal revival and the Victorian houses, it's all located in this region, or most of it is located in the region. And the meeting house of the First Baptist Church in America are among the many historic buildings which are there. And
I'll be there on Sunday.
They're open to the public year-round. You got John Brown's house. You have the Rhode Island State House, and it's all open to the public, and it's all year-round. Because a lot of people don't realize that it can get a little nippy up there,
right.
A little chilly in the wintertime.
Duh.
So if you're thinking beach, think warm, because it can get a little chilly. So you have a lot of that, and of course the architecture is amazing, and it offers attractions for the connoisseur of the arts. So you have a lot of different things like the Philharmonic. You have the Rhode Island Philharmonic. You have the Museum of Art at the Rhode Island School of Design. So you have the Providence Performing Arts Center. So if you're into the cultural aspect of visiting a city, this is the area you need to go, Providence. So are you ready? We're going to go to the opera or the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, right. I'm there.
So that's that. So now we're going to move over to Warwick.
Okay, Warwick.
Okay, Warwick, Rhode Island's retail shopping mecca. So ladies, if you want to go shopping,
don't let honey in.
Hundreds of thousands of eager spenders every year visit this area. It has 2 malls housing major department stores. Now, remember, this island was how long? You can get it in a day. This all has 2 major shopping malls.
Ooh.
One-of-a-kind boutiques that stretch through Route 4, a 4-lane thoroughfare which has become known as Rhode Island's Miracle Mile of Shopping. Warwick's 39 miles of coastline along Narragansett Bay provides a sample opportunity for boating as well. So Greenwich Bay and Warwick Neck are dotted with marinas, beach, and boating. If you like to boat, this is the place to go. So boating and shopping, Warwick. Okay.
What happens in June?
What happens in June? Well, Gatsby Days is an annual month-long celebration, and it recreates the evening of June 9th, 1772. This was when a party of Rhode Island patriots in 8 longboats captured and burned the British revenue ship, the HMS Gaspee, off the shores of Pawtuxet.
So we had Gaspee days.
We have Gaspee days
celebrate.
When they celebrated the burning of that ship. And remember, in the beginning of this podcast, we talked about how they were the first ones to jump away from British rule.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have one more territory, one more region we're going to go to.
And that would be?
That would be South County.
That's what I thought.
Now, this is for all the naturalists in us.
Oh.
Yeah, for more than 100 years. It's the southern Rhode Island's wide sandy beaches, relaxed lifestyle. Summer vacationers come here. You got swimming, boating, fishing, water skiing, whale watching, beach combing, and it has lots and lots of seaside activities along its beaches. Yet, it goes beyond the shores. It has charming little villages. It has rolling countrysides, historic sites, hundreds of acres of woodlands, offering unlimited opportunities for, again, hiking. I know you love to hike,
Jay.
Yeah,
that's me. I'm a hiker.
Canoeing, cycling, and again, shopping.
I can do canoeing. I just can't do the big boats.
They have an abundance of historic inns, bed and breakfast type places, which I can get you set up with. And also, they have museums that are there as well. They have summer stock theater. I used to love summer stock theater.
I did too.
Yeah,
when it was outside.
Yeah, theater by the sea.
Right.
Yeah. All these elements, 100% natural vacation experience. So if you really like that whole beach feel, you really want to do that. Beachgoers can ride the waves with a boogie board, surf casting, and you can actually dig for clams.
When you talk about summer stock and you talk about Rhode Island, I'm thinking about the musical called Carousel.
Well, I've seen Carousel, but I wouldn't put the two together.
Wouldn't you? It's by the sea. It's fishermen. Blah blah blah.
No, I just wouldn't put the two together. But that's okay.
Okay, well that's
me. It's just the way we feel about our movies.
Yes.
But these are all the things that can be done in Rhode Island, and we really haven't touched on it. We're just telling you about the area.
So that's Rhode Island.
That's Rhode Island in a nutshell.
It's got the 6 different territories, areas.
Right.
And
it's the smallest in region, but it has so much to do.
And so then next time we're going to be talking about
a whole bunch of different things that we can do. We're going to go in depth about the beaches. We're going to go in depth about science and nature and fishing. A lot of people like to do tours and sightseeing. And like you heard me say, there's whale watching.
And we can explore the beaches.
We can also talk about family attractions, where you can go with the kids.
Ooh.
So there's a lot of that around. And of course, for you adults, we have the vineyards, the wineries, and the breweries. And this is going to be all on the upcoming podcasts.
All right. Well, I just wanted to remind everybody that you can listen to ZMAX Radio, which is Rediscovering America 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you can hear Z on there as well with some travel tips.
Yes, I'm always there with travel tips because I always find more travel tips as I go and travel. The more I travel, the more tips I learn. And, and I talk to other travelers. I talk to other travel agents, and I learn little goodies that I like to pass along to everybody else. Why not share?
That's right. And then you have a podcast.
I have a blog.
This is the podcast.
Right.
You have a blog.
I have a blog
well.
where I'm going to be posting all of this stuff, and you'll see pictures, of the little areas that I talk about. And the blog is Zee Michaleson blog.
Is that it? Zee Michaleson blog? That's it? Wow.
Well, if you type in Zee Michaleson and you look for my blog, you'll find it no matter what you do. I keep popping up.
You keep popping up everywhere. Okay, so until next time, let's see. We've covered the fact that we're going to be back with more podcasts.
Right.
We're going to have ZMAX Radio's got music 24/7.
Right.
You've got a blog. We're on the podcast.
And the podcasts are going to eventually turn into daily podcasts. We're going to be doing it weekly, but we're going to be
to that.
Right, and we're going to be talking about all the states.
And then
what? And then what happens, Jay?
Do you twit or tweet?
I tweet, I Facebook, I do all of the above.
All right. Okay, until next time, I'm Jay Lawrence.
And this is Zee Michaleson, helping you rediscover America.